That is the first mountain we can see. Barely.
Just doing low summit today. So we are making our way up to the viewpoint, at which point we'll veer off, and hopefully we won't have to continually elbow our way up the trail around the hordes of tourists here. Well, we've kind of gone down a trail where 90% of the people that we were walking with are gone, maybe 99%, and we're actually onto the summit trail. This will be hopefully a good place to go, find a spot to have a lunch and a lookout. While we're sitting here, kind of just getting to the end of this little lookout trail, just wanted to stop and appreciate the beauty. I guess now we found the real trail. Looks like a real trail too. And now we're going pretty steep. Getting some of these kinds of views. Still a little cloudy out there, but the sun is starting to come out and we are starting to get higher views of the lake. Nice. Looks like that's where we're going. Straight up that wiggly waggly up there. I'm not sure how far up we're gonna go to that peak, but we'll at least go to this top of this hill. This is the meadow we're walking through. Still not quite convinced this is the right trail, but hoping it'll take us to the right trail. But it's all these beautiful wildflowers, all sorts of nice colors right now, all the way up to the snowbank. Starting a bit of a climb again. Now we're on what seems to be the real path, which is what looks like more of a road. But we're getting above, that's the highway down there you can see. And we are just heading on up. A little bit more yet to go, but we are getting a good view of the valley and the highway below. So that's where we started, somewhere down there. We are continuing way down the valley. We're just having lunch now. Don't even know what time it is. And as I was dehydrated in a thermos, and it's chilly today. And it's also chilly out here. So this will be the end of where we're going to go when we're done lunch. We're heading back down the easy way. So we're fed and we're watered, and now we're off. Well, this is the trail coming back, nice and wide. I guess this is the one we bypassed by going up and around. But you know, walking this way, boy, you sure get a nice view looking down the valley towards Jasper, or towards the Icefield Parkway, I guess, or ice fields. And yeah, it just opens right up, right along the side here. Another day, another hike. It's a little more cloudy this morning. It's supposed to be raining this afternoon, so we decided today we would hike right from the cabin, and we can see our cabin right there. So we're just going to head to Old Fort Point this morning. Should be about a 3K walk there, and then do the hike, and then 3K back, and it should be nice. A lot of it will be right beside this Athabasca River, so we're pretty happy. Just kind of crossed the stream over there and noticed that we've kind of got a mixing situation here where we have the Athabasca River, which is kind of muddy, meeting with this little stream here. Looks kind of neat how it just it's like cream getting mixed into your coffee. First view of where we're going, top of that knoll up there, Old Fort Point. And there's the start. I guess we start with stairs. In a very short time frame, we've made some elevation, so you can see we're a bit of a distance from the water now, but we still have a bit to go up. Looking back, there's the town. Get a little bit of a view now, but we should get a nicer view as we get up to the towards top. So we've kind of made it to another plateau, just about there. Earlier we were saying, is this the top? Well, you get up to this one, and evidently there's another one. I think that might be the top though. We came up from that direction. This is kind of the top. It's not really the very top, but you can see this is actually really nice up here. You can see why somebody would really pick out this place. I think that spot there goes to kind of the very peak, which we'll probably head up there right away. And here's the money shot, right from the top. Gives you a really good vantage of the whole valley that Jasper's nestled into and what it all looks like. So evidently we summited in about 45 minutes. We could only spend a few minutes up there due to the lack of oxygen, but now we're on our way back down and we're feeling pretty good about things. This is the backside and the type of trail that you get on the other side of Old Fort Point. Now we're taking the road less traveled. This one I think has horses on it sometimes, so you can see it's a very uniform trail and kind of narrow. But it's very beautiful in here, quite quiet, except for somebody yammering on their video. But for the most part, you know, there's not much wind today, and it's just everything is quiet. It's so super peaceful here. It looks like this trail has been repurposed by nature, and we are now cutting somewhat of a new trail here. So if you're a casual hiker, you have a dilemma here. Do I go there or do I go there? So this is where we came from, which the trail turns into a bit of a stream, as you saw, and the board says this way, which is kind of an odd thing, but I think it's backpacker, biker. But most people should go here. Interesting point is we came across a couple of ladies who went that way with sneakers on, not knowing that the trail was a little tougher, and was hoping that they could get to the point from there. They can, but they were thinking it was 5 minutes away, and well, no, it's a ways yet. So anyways, lessons learned, do your homework. That was it. That was the trail. Old Fort Point, now on the way back to the cabin. We're coming back a slightly different way, just an extra little loop. That's where we were, on top of that knoll up there. And we came all the way along that ridge and then down here. This water is really moving, so I don't think I'm going to go for a swim. This is a rain day. Monday, supposed to get 10 to 15 millimeters of rain. But I think it's going to be like this, where it's just little drizzles here and there. Today we've decided we would do a walk to Jasper Park Lodge from our cabin, and that'll be our rain day walk. There's no packs, because this one should just be a couple of hours, and just allow us to settle back in at the cabin later. It's a bit of a cliche, but that sure is a nice rock over there. Not even fazed by the traffic. Anyways. We made it to Lac Beauvert. That is the lodge from the other side of the lake. Our plan is to head off left here and go around the lake and come back. I don't know if we'll head back one way or the other, or if we'll head back a different way or come back the same way. It was a bit of an adventure on the way as we're walking along. We got a couple of saw an elk, and then kept walking on the road, and then got a scare from an elk was like not 5 feet away from us in the ditch that we just happened to notice. The elk didn't seem to care so much, just kept chewing, and we just kept walking. So evidently this is a really good view of the mountains. Let's take a look. Huh. We're at the other end of the lake now, so we came from way over there somewhere. And just kind of rounding the corner, and we are pretty much at the lodge itself, where more traffic, geese, boats, etc. Just left the lake, and now we are decided to hike on the road instead of the trail. We've seen the trail already and haven't seen the road. So this will take us back to Fort Point, and from there we'll figure out which way back to the cabin we go. Well, we stalled on our trail back as we've got a few elk on the road up there, and not too comfortable walking through them, especially with that baby. So I think we're going back. Okay, so this is Tuesday, and we are off on a hike called Tangle Creek. And this will take us up to Wilcox Pass, hopefully, and end in some sun. Right now, it's a little dismal and gray, and hard to see anything. But they say this is going to lift a little bit in this morning, and we should be good. This is right at the start. This is Tangle Falls. It's quite impressive as a falls. I'd imagine a lot of people are going to stop here and take this photo. Kind of the first opening on this hike, and we're getting these nice views of the clouds trying to lift, coming out of the valley and over the mountains. After I've done most of the climbing, this is kind of what it's like. A lot of roots, very loamy floor, and just heading on through the thickness of a forest. This is an old cabin. I guess that some hunter had a cabin here in the summer for sheep. And that's kind of an interesting story anyways. He called himself the greatest poacher of the national parks. I'm sure we have more uphills to go, but it's kind of leveled out, which is nice. The sun is still having trouble clearing things, but you can see the blue sky, and more of it. This is the trail we're following, kind of followed us Tangle Creek for a while, and see how we climb out of this valley. We came from over there. Now we're starting to get a clearer view of where we need to go, which is Wilcox Peak on the right, and then there's another peak over to the left here, just up there. So as I come around this corner, we should be able to see where it is we do need to go, somewhat. Okay, this corner is a little farther than I thought. But there you go. I believe we're going up there. It's almost 10 o'clock. That's the valley we came down from, some way down over there. And the trail does continue up and away. Now we're really climbing. Trail pretty much above the trees, and we're just up, and this is quite steep. It's getting a little chilly now. I'm getting near the top. This is where we came from, and you can see we've come a long ways. We thought that was the top, and then we thought this was the top, but I think the top is still up and around and up a little bit more. So, but we are getting closer, and it should be about 10:30ish. So we're looking at lunch 11:30, 12 o'clock. That's kind of where we came from. Actually, that's where we came from. We went around these rocks because we couldn't see these cairns here telling us that that was the way through. So anyways, that's where we came from, and we're turning around and we're heading out on this way here. I think at the top of that's the pass there, finally. And I think that's where we'll probably find where we were before and meet up. It's apropos that as we hit the pass, and we're right in the pass, the sun comes out. This is Wilcox Pass, kind of the one end of it. Very beautiful. It's funny how you get in between two peaks like this, and you would say, oh, feels all closed in. But somehow Wilcox Pass, because of how wide it is, seems very open, very freeing, and very calming. Here's
me in my puffy jacket.
Yeah, you're looking pretty good. Well, another day another pass. We're doing our lunch in thermoses again, as we always do. And we've decided to change the plans today. Originally we were going to do to the pass and back down to Tangle Falls. But now we said, I think we'd rather just continue on, finish the pass, go down Wilcox parking lot and see if we can get a ride. If we can't get a ride, I think it's another 10 kilometers of walking along a road, which shouldn't be hopefully too bad. And we're off. It's just a little after noon, and we're pushing on through the pass down to the other side, and let's see if we can find a ride.
Anyhow, that's never quite as interesting to me as the rest.
So we're on our way down the Wilcox trailhead side. I don't remember it being this rocky, but I kind of do remember, so I'm lying. Ford this little bit of a stream, which should be pretty easy because it's like an inch deep. And then, and then we'll start getting some fantastic views of the Athabasca Glacier over there, which it's going to be really, really nice to see. I haven't seen it. We drove by it earlier, but I was paying attention to driving and I didn't get a chance to check it out. But we'll maybe sit in the chair for a spell and have a gander. Sometimes it pays to keep your eyes open a little bit. There's sheep roaming up and down that hill. Don't know if you can see any of it, but if I try to zoom a bit, see a few things there, and maybe another little dude there hanging out. Craziness. So we're just kind of getting some views here from the side as we walk of some glacier. Now I can never remember. I'm going to quote and say this is one of the glaciers or the other, and I'll be wrong when I look it up later. So I'm just going to say the glacier. Look, the glacier is over there. We're getting there. The views are looking pretty good about now. Soon we'll be getting to a point where they'll be diminishing, but got a couple of good glaciers there, another one up there. Just a great view, and you can see the buses touring people down, up and down the road there. Never did one of those, but maybe one of these years. So that's where the Icefield Parkway is, and the Icefield Center. There are the chairs we always talk about. Somebody hiked those little bad boys up here so that people could sit on and take selfies, I guess. I'm not quite sure, but anyways, it does open you out to a nice view of the parkway down there in the Icefield's center, as well as some of the glaciers. Look at this nice view. You can just see everybody hustling and bustling down there. A few of the glaciers. And just the lineup of cars behind things like tour buses. Oh, it's awesome. As you can see, we are making some progress. We are getting a little lower, a little closer to the highway, and heading down steeply now. Well, we're starting to get near where we're hearing traffic and stuff. They've extra groomed the trail now, so this is for the people who they want to suck in to say, hey, this is an easy trail, look how groomed and nice and easy it is. Well, don't be fooled. It changes. It changes hard. So now we are back to where we started. Somewhat busier. And some nice couple gave us a ride to the back to our car. They were from France and were very nice for us. So now we can head on out and be back in time for relaxation. So it's about 20 after 8 and we are just thinking about doing the skyline thingy. So the plan is to go to Little Shovel Pass, eat some lunch, go down to the snowball, explore a little bit and come back. This is Jasper Marine Lake. Well, the sun has come out. We're making our way. So far the mud's not too bad. We do have some that we can walk through, mostly, like that. But so far the trail's in not bad condition beyond that. A little chilly this morning, but with a little bit of hiking, we're all warming up. Here's the pathway to Mona Lake. We just will continue on this way, on this rooty, rocky, slightly wet trail. The sun is coming through, gives us a dappled light. And off to the right, Mona Lake, as we ascend the trail and get some views of it. A little bit of fog lifting off, which is very nice. The fact that we're getting sun today is a real huge bonus. So we've gone a little more than an hour, somewhere around 4K, and trail's actually not too bad. We have some muddy sections, but the mud's not super deep, so we can pretty much walk through it if we want, or it's not real wide either, so we can usually walk around it. But the worst part about this trail this year is the rocks and the roots. I remember when I used to have my Vibrams, I would stub my toe all the time, and that would be super painful. Anyways, we should be approaching Evelyn Creek in a little bit, and that should be the first camp spot, and see if anybody's still there. We just passed the Evelyn Creek camp spot, and now we're ascending. I think here is about where the switchbacks kind of start. So I guess we'll see how much we can make some time on these switchbacks. I think we've left most of the water behind, so it's just a matter of roots and rocks now. A little over 2 hours into our hike. We're still on the switchbacks. I think we're about 600 meters away from the camp spot up here, and just steadily climbing, going up. This one's kind of tiring us out a little bit more. I guess too much hiking the last few days makes you tired and achy. Stopped for a quick photo op here. See how the sky's doing now that we can see it. I believe we're pretty much looking at the campsite up there, so it's just a few steps. It's 11 o'clock and we're just breaking through the trees here. We have a few twists and turns before we kind of get down to the valley there, but the walking should hopefully be a little nicer, other than maybe some muddy spots. A few ups and downs. It's a little colder up here and the wind is starting to come, but that's the pass up there. We just have to wind our way around, and it shouldn't be too long. Huh, this guy's so close I almost stepped on him. Hey little buddy, we're just passing on by. Don't worry about us. Really, don't worry about us. Starting to get views of the other side. Just a little ways to go before we hit the sign. And we've been on the trail exactly 3 hours, I think. 11:20. And we made it to the sign. Give or take about 3 hours. So a little shovel pass. And now we're going to see if we can find a place out of the wind over there. Maybe have a little bit of lunch. Well, we settled in for lunch. Kind of getting out of the wind. Rained on us for a little while. And now we have this glorious rainbow right in the middle of the valley. I've never seen that before. And still drizzling a little bit, but no wind. Go figure. Anyways, this is turning out to be pretty fantastic. It's about 20 after 12. We came, we saw, we conquered, we ate lunch, and now we're heading back that way. This is heading back. This is the valley before you get to the pass. We're heading back through it again, and it is just a lovely valley. I often thought this would be a great place to just come up and spend an afternoon and while away the time with, just drinking in the beauty, exploring, whatever. We would do that, but we don't have that much time today, and it's a little chillier today than we'd like. Just passed on the way back the Little Shovel campground, and now we're on to familiar territory, familiar mud holes, and familiar trails. Just passed by Evelyn Creek and Evelyn Creek campground, and we are heading off this way.